So here we are, we find ourselves here again, lads, with 20 new manga titles, or 20 new releases that are coming out before the end of the year. Of course, to add to that ever-growing TBR list that I'm sure we're all making steady progress on, right? Right? Also, really quickly, we are on the journey to 50,000 subscribers, which is my current goal right now. And guys, we are closing in on it fast. If you haven't hit that like button down below, let's see if we can get to 1K likes this video. And then also, of course, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so you know when I upload next. Okay, back to the video. Starting off strong, but it's a gentle reminder. I did a video just like this at the beginning of the year. And in that video, we covered Mushishi, the collector's edition, which is getting a reprint, which is so good. So I have a small but important update, and of course, price is king, and the update having to do with the price. The Mushishi's collector's editions will be 30 bucks a pop, $29.99, and come out volume 1 November. If you've never heard of Mushishi, quickly, it's a classic series. It actually started back in like 1999. Going all the way into 2008. I found Mushishi through the anime, which became one of my odd cozy series. And I say odd as I typically don't gravitate towards episodic-esque series, which Mushishi kinda is. So in Mushishi, each chapter or volume follows our main character who happens to be a wandering specialist that deals with Mushi. Most of our story is our main character solving problems or mysteries with these Mushi, who are honestly done in such a great, mysterious, earthly way. But also every now and then we do get little flashbacks of our main character's past, which is really interesting. These stories can range from happy to tragic and everything in between. But the one consistent thread throughout all of them is the writing quality, and it truly is well done. Also, by the way, let me know down below, what manga are you reading right now, and what are your reading goals for the rest of the year? Coming up second on the list, now I might butcher this name, but I have it here in my notes. Excuse me if I do mess it up, let me know down below in the comments. But we have Kaijin Fugi, Kindled Spirits, and this one looks incredible. This is from the same creator as Air Gear and the same artist from the Bakemonogatari manga series. Already, we're headed towards a great direction. This is definitely a newer series by Kodansha, and it started summer of 2024. The story starts off with a fateful encounter. A boy from a rural town in Japan, his name is Jin, he meets Gao, a British soldier who was forced to flee his homeland by the night. The two spend their days with their friends in a quiet town surrounded by nature. Until one day, the night suddenly falls on them once again. But the twist here is that the night is a phenomena akin to natural disasters. And faced with those nights or natural disasters of pure destruction, children offer prayers by dancing to temporarily borrow the power of the gods to quell these nights' fury. This is set to release for fall of 2025, and definitely keep an eye out for this one. Number 3 on the list is going to be huge for a lot of people, and we are getting the 25th anniversary 2-in-1 omnibuses for Nana. These will be paperback, $25, come out in September, and of course put out by Viz. You just know this is going to do so well, and especially with rumors that the author has expressed interest in returning to Nana. So for those of you that don't know, Nana has sort of been on like forever hiatus for quite a long time, and we did get some news, I believe last year, that there has been some interest into returning to the series, so that's just great. Junji Ito is back, and this man has such incredible work ethic. I've also talked to some folks at Viz who have met him. Apparently he's like a teddy bear, just so warm and gentle. You love to see it. Looks like he's going to be getting a collection of stories that will be hardcover, coming out in October and will be around $23. Titled Moan, a Junji Ito story collection. I personally know 2 readers that just adore Junji Ito. Pretty much buy everything that is released by him, whether it be like merch, clothing, and of course the manga releases. I think it's going to do well. You're going to see it in stores. It's going to sell. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. This isn't a priority for myself, but I know for a lot of us that do read manga and are into the weird horror sort of culture. And I say weird because everything I've read from Junji Ito more lies along those lines of like more weird, disturbing, rather than just like horror or terrifying. But that's just my own personal opinion. He's awesome in his own right. Number 5, next, One Piece is getting some love, and one of my favorite side characters in One Piece is getting his time to shine, which is Trafalgar Law. Yes, Viz is putting out One Piece Law's story. It's going to be a light novel, very much similar to Ace's light novel that you might see behind me right over here. Coming out in October, 10 to 11 bucks, and yes, like I mentioned before, it will be a light novel. This will be a spin-off covering the Hearts Pirates' younger adventures. It's gonna be wild, action-packed, probably some comedy in there. Sign me up. Okay, so this next one is probably one of my most anticipated releases for the year. Let's talk about Made to Skate. This looks like such a fun read, and also paying homage to that like 90s, early 2000s like skate culture sort of thing going on. Yeah, I'm picking this up day one, like week one. I will be in that bookstore trying to find a copy. This takes place in a world where maids also do their daily maid activities, but also they be hitting the half pipe, they're skating around, and there's going to be a bunch of skate culture within this story. Yeah, dude, need I say more? It's just a love letter to having fun, I think. And I think it's going to have comedic elements. You're probably gonna learn a lot about skating as well. This one excites me, and there's a really cool story behind the team that makes this one. The artist for Made to Skate actually has a history of drawing maids skating on Twitter, got so known for it that they have a manga now, which is, yeah, dude, what a legend. Coming out in December, put out by Viz, and will be around 13 to 14 bucks a volume. Okay, let's talk about Kaiju number 8. It is getting a spin-off, and it looks quite charming, if I might say so myself. Titled Relax, it's gonna be focusing on our main cast of characters, off-duty adventures filled with comedic elements, slice-of-life moments. I'm personally hoping for some cooking scenes in there, some cute, funny cooking scenes. It looks like it's going to be a fun time. Probably nothing too serious, of course, but a fun time nonetheless. Moving on to number 8, this is by the same artist that handled the Legend of Zelda stuff for Viz, the manga. Let's talk about an original fantasy story filled with dragons and all sorts of stuff called Kamudo. Now, in the world for this manga, under peace of demi-dragons, this world has prospered and flourished until the prophecy predicts the dawn of a new, uncertain era. Will the birth of a Kamuna, the first human child, bring destruction or an era of hope and change? High fantasy, great art direction, mystery, action, and I personally love the trope of like the whole prophecy thing happening, so yeah, this looks incredible and it's definitely on my radar, and I know the art's gonna look fantastic in this one. Moving on to number 9, Delicious in Dungeon is getting a complete world guide. This will be around $18 and released towards the end of the year. This will be an updated version to the one that's previously out if you already own that one. This one will cover the story in its entirety. Okay, hold on, let me tell you the title on this one because it's a lot. It is, I'm looking at my notes right now, Delicious in Dungeon World Guide, The Adventurer's Bible Complete Edition. Oh my God! It will have 70 pages of brand new comics, complete character info guide, a secret menu guide, and it will cover the entirety of the story, unlike the last one, which I believe only covered up to like volume 11. Also, like I mentioned before, it will run for about 18 bucks. I think this will make a great Christmas present for the Delicious in Dungeon mega fan in your friend circle or in your family. This is something that I personally want for my own collection. Moving on to number 10. So spring is here, and that means I'm gonna be going outside to read more. And this year I was in the market for new earbuds that I can take on the go, whether I'm vlogging or just going out to read with Michelle. The checklist that my new earbuds had to have were active noise cancellation, and since I'm in California, they needed to be dustproof, and they needed to have quick charging because I am always forgetting to charge my devices. So I was so happy when Raycon reached out for their springtime partnership. And also look how cute this case is. Oh my God. I have been trying their new everyday earbuds this week, every day. Pun intended. These new models of their everyday earbuds come with 31 hours of battery life. Even if I forget to charge it, they're equipped with Raycon's quick charging features, which give me 90 minutes of listening in 10 minutes of charging. So whether I'm reading outside, in an airport, or at the park, having their active noise cancellation is so nice. Now, Raycon is giving the BoogieSnacks community a discount 20% by using code Boogie while at checkout. Of course, links for everything will be down below. In the Northern Lands, where war continues without end, our young main character, Allmark, hopes to become a mercenary like his father one day. However, the young lad is a timid, shy boy, and his father thinks that maybe this is not really the line of work for him. Rather, one all the way at the Nork Magical Academy in a peaceful southern region. So once the lad is old enough to attend, his father eventually sends him there. As time progresses, Allmark, our main character of the series called Allmark, eventually sort of not really abandons his dreams of becoming a mercenary, but sort of just agrees to his father's wishes and does go to the Magical Academy. But what ensues next is where the story starts. And just that description alone, yes, this, oh my God, first of all, it looks amazing, so promising. Oh, the description hooked me. I can't wait for this one. Allmark, put out by Yen Press, comes out in July. Oh, I think I'm gonna buy it for my birthday and just sit out on the balcony my birthday morning and just read it with a cup of coffee. That sounds like the plan. All right, moving on to number 11. This is one I'm personally excited for. It's not a new series, but something big like this should be mentioned. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is getting a collector's edition hardcover, and it looks amazing. I personally am a big fan of Don Machi. I'll say it. Yen Press comes out in July, and it's gonna be $151. I said it was gonna be nice. It's going to have the first 10 volumes of the light novel series, which I actually own all of the light novels that are out currently right now, but I own them digitally. So this might be a good opportunity to pick up the first 10, but 151 bucks, 151. There's a Pokemon reference there somewhere. That's a ton of money up front for something like this, and much like it reminds me of, rather, the Spice and Wolf, that one, those really nice editions that are out. I don't know how many of them there'll be in circulation at first, and it might be kind of hard to get your hand on this one. This might be something to pre-order. So I'm gonna have to make a decision whether I want to spend the 151 up front, maybe try to find the rest of the light novels like secondhand used for a deal. We'll see, but check this one out. Just look at this thing. Silver foil embossed, a perfect blue ribbon that looks quality as well. Hardcover with silver printed edges. I mean, the works. They definitely put some time and love into this release. Moving on to number 12, Little Miss Vampire Can't Suck Right. You heard me. Put out by Yen Press, coming out in July, and will be around 13 bucks. Our main character is a dark and mysterious vampire. Kinda. Her classmate recognizes this and attempts to help her learn to feed and become more of the creature of the night that we all expect to be what a vampire is, basically. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those lighthearted, cute, maybe some romance, some very funny moments. It's going to scratch that itch for me for a vampire story, and I love me a good vampire story, and sometimes these lighthearted ones, I'm thinking like Call of the Night as well, they just scratch that certain itch where it's not too serious of a vampire story. I like it, I'm gonna read it, looks good. Welcome to Rapid Fire Anthologies with BoogieSnacks. Licorious Recoil, the official comic anthology titled React. And number 14, Bocchi the Rock is getting a comic anthology as well. Both of these put out by Yen Press and scheduled to come out between summer and the end of the year here in 2025. Okay, so number 15 looks, I'm gonna go into it with an open mind, and it looks kind of cool. A misanthrope teaches a class for demi-humans, the manga. This is based off of the original light novel series. Put out by Yen Press, 13 bucks on release and scheduled to come out July, August, sometime in the summer. This unexpectedly caught my eye. It looks good. We're gonna talk about it in just a second, but like I mentioned before, it is based off of a light novel series, and if you're like me, I read light novels, okay? I'm not like the biggest light novel reader, but I do enjoy light novels. So personally, I'm going to check out the manga volume 1. I might even just read it in the bookstore. And then if I like it, I'm just gonna go ahead and just grab the first volume of the light novel off the shelf instead of the manga. But to each their own. I know some of you guys don't read light novels. You guys wanna focus on the manga, totally okay. In the story, our main character is a former school teacher dealing with a lot of past trauma. Hoping for a slower life, our main character moves into the mountains to get away from everything and takes a new gig teaching at what he finds out to be is an all-girls school for demi-humans that all want to become human. Yeah, now at face value, that's probably what the story is going to be. Probably this teacher creating bonds with his students and probably getting through his own trauma and helping the students with theirs. And this is what's leading me to believe this series is probably a lot more than meets the eye. It's gonna go a lot deeper than that. Now I'm gonna rapid fire a few noteworthy series that I don't think we need to do a full dive on, but I want to note here in the video. Next is Super String, Marco Polo's Travel to the Multiverse. Next is Naruto Shippuden's The Official Cookbook. Then The Art of Rumiko Takahashi's Colors, 1978 to 2024. I'm very curious about that one. Next is Hell's Paradise, the complete box set release. That's really cool, and if you would have asked me a few months ago that Hell's Paradise would be getting a box set, I would have completely caught me off guard, but it's cool to see. And last but not least is Shiba Inu Rooms. This one looks absolutely adorable. More info on this one later, but all of these are slated to come out near the end of 2025. Food for thought. And our last release of the video. This one just got announced. I can't believe it, but Parasite is getting paperback releases in 2025. Can you believe that? Kodansha just announced that Parasite is going to be getting those paperback releases for the first time in over a decade. This looks amazing. These new paperback editions will feature the original black and white art, but that has been restored, as well as an updated translation. This might just be the thing that gets me to collect Parasite, okay? Those paperback releases. Typically, I've been okay with watching the anime, which I've seen like 2 or 3 times. If you haven't checked it out, please do. But man, these paperbacks look great, so props to Kodansha for doing this. What a way to end this video. And if you made it this far, make sure that you've liked the video down below. It really does help support the channel, and that you hit that subscribe button so you know when I upload next. Also, if you made it here to the end, I want to say thank you to all the Patreon members and the YouTube members that have been supporting this channel. We do have some exclusive vlogs that are up there, and of course the podcast with Michelle and I will be going live very, very soon as of the time of recording this video. If you haven't checked it out, of course, links for everything will be down below in the description box, and thank you once again to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. I hope you guys got 1, 2, or 3 recommendations down below. This has been a curated list of things that genuinely excite me, and that a ton of these I will be picking up very, very soon once they come out. And honestly, that's the beautiful thing about this video, is that none of these are happening in 2026. These are things you can look forward to when we're already like a good part through the year, which is crazy. 2025 is flying by. So these are things you can get excited for and pick up relatively soon. I mean, within a few months, right? Anyways, I gotta get into this video. The next upload should be a vlog. Maybe. We'll see. Either way, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye!